Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a video on how to pick the perfect mouse for you. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to think about is if you want to go wireless or wired. These days, wireless is like as good as wired, sometimes even better, from like people like Logitech. I don't know about Razer's thing, Razer's wireless, because I've never personally used it. There's a great YouTube channel called Rocket Jump Ninja. He goes through everything about a mouse, and yeah, everyone nowadays says wireless is as good as wired. So if you're thinking about getting a mouse like the G502 or even the Logitech G Pro wireless, do not let the wireless factor scare you. Wireless is as good as wired these days. The next thing you have to take in when you're trying to get a new mouse is your grip styles. So you can look up the different grip styles online, but like I'll basically be going over it. So palm's pretty self-explanatory. It's the most comfortable position where you have your fingers laying against the mouse buttons, like in a regular way, just laying across the mouse, and then you've got your thumb to touch the side buttons. Good mouses for palm grips are usually larger mouses, such as the G502 or the Death Adder from Razer. They're what you want if you're going for a palm grip style. The next popular grip style is fingertip. So you use your fingertips to grip the mouse. So instead of using your fingers, you use the tips on every bit. So a good mouse for these are like the G Pro wireless, G Pro wired, and most final mouses are really good for that. The next, The next grip style is claw. So claw is basically a mix between palm and fingertip. So you do so it's a hybrid. So you use your fingers and fingertips to grip the mouse. So the claw really works with any mouse, especially smaller mouse, because they just work with it, I guess. Because it's really comfortable. I personally use a claw, and I use a G Pro wireless. So yeah. The next thing you have to think about is, do you want an MMO mouse or an FPS mouse? So MMO usually have a lot of buttons, like 6 to 12, mostly more heavy, and a lot of program. But mostly in FPSs you don't need mouses like this, because you can get away with only having 2 and using keyboard things. But with a MOBA you always want to have the buttons close. But an FPS mouse usually only has 2 side buttons and everything else standard, and usually a little bit more lightweight than an MMO. So a mouse such as this would be a G502 versus a G Pro wireless. I personally have both those mouses, and when I swapped to the G Pro wireless, it was just so much easier to play games without getting distracted by all those buttons. So yeah. So the next thing you want to think about is heavy or lightweight. There's a lot of great heavy and there's a lot of great lightweight. So Final Mouse became really popular from having the Air Ninja 58 or whatever it's called. I'm personally not a fan of that mouse. And like they've been known to break, so I wouldn't recommend Final Mouses. But yeah. So it's something like that. So like a G Pro wireless, G502s are like 120 grams, so they're definitely more on the heavy side. And the G Pro wireless is 80 grams. Sorry if I keep talking about the 502 and wireless. I personally own those mouses, so I can talk from experience, but most other mouses I don't really know. But yeah, so I would personally go a lighter mouse for FPS. But if you're more into MMOs, I would go a heavier mouse. The last thing, but probably the least important thing, is the brand of the mouse. So I would personally go with brands such as Logitech, Razer, and Corsair. Some good mouses that I would recommend are G Pro wired, G Pro wireless, G502 wired, and wireless. Because again, I have experience from those mouses, but I do know that Corsair makes some great mouses, and Razer. I'm personally not the biggest Razer fanboy either, but hey, they do make good quality mouses for gaming. But again, most of their mouses are heavier. I believe they just released a new one that's a lot lighter than things such as the Razer Death Adder, which is nice, I guess, because they were getting like a lot of crap for not having a good, solid, performing lightweight mouse. So that was basically it. I hope this video helped you guys in deciding what kind of mouse you would like. I personally recommend the G Pro wireless. It's a great mouse for everything. MMOs can be kind of hard, but as long as you bound it to buttons on your keyboard, you should be all good. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day. See ya.